So here we are with Maya 2014. There are just a few tools that will greatly help your modeling ability. They're not complicated, they're very straightforward, but extremely powerful. So I'm going to come up here and get a polyplane with this button up here on the polygon shelf, and you can see here's a tab that says polygons, and if I click on that I can drag out a plane on the grid. Now currently we're looking at this in wireframe. If I press 5 key, then that is flat shaded. If I press F, I just zoomed in to the selected polygon plane. And if we go to Window, Outliner, the outliner is very, very helpful because we can see, right here is P-plane 1. P is polygon plane 1. I look over in my attribute editor, which is on the right here, and by the way, that is this button in the upper right, and the attribute editor says P-plane 1. See that tab? And P-plane shape 1 and polyplane 1. So this is all related here, one to another. They have the same name. In fact, if I change that to my polyplane, and you always have to hit enter with the outliner, the tabs in the attribute editor are updated, and you can see this now says my polyplane. There's a very powerful tool called extrude, and you guys know what extrude means. The definition of extrude is to literally draw forward, to move forward, to grow forward, that sort of thing. To use the extrude tool, I need to be in a component mode, typically face mode, but it could be edge mode, but extruding a point doesn't work. So I'm going to right click, hold down the right mouse button, and I get this marking menu that shows the components available to me with a polyplane. And I'm going to go into face mode. Down here I have the right button is continuously down, and I let go when I'm highlighted the face mode, and now I'm in face mode. That means that if I move my cursor around, that this face highlights red. I left click, it changes to green. That means that face is selected. Does that make sense? See, and you can see it's brown when I remove the cursor from it. That means that in fact is selected face. If I wanted to unselect that, I would just press Control and left click, and see it is now not selected. Green when in fact I select it and the cursor is over it. The button, again, this is in the polygon shelf. The button for extrusion is this button, and that is actually a lot easier than going up to Edit Mesh, Extrude here. The advantage with going up to extrude on the title bar is that we can move to the right of extrude to this box, as in dialog box. Isn't that cute? Dialog box, if I left click in the dialog box, then I can change my settings for from extrude face options. So if I hit extrude, and now let me move around in here. you see I can move this up and it's a whole new face. So now I have a cube. If I Z back, I could go into scale and I could scale that down like this and then translate that up like that. You guys see how powerful that is? Isn't that interesting? So keep in mind now, if I press F, that I zoom in to whatever is selected. So hitting the F key can be exceedingly helpful. If I hit extrude again, go up to this extrude button, and then I can translate this. Again, it makes a new face. You see, either move it in a negative fashion or a positive fashion, like that. Okay, now currently I'm in component mode because I'm dealing with the faces. If I want to go out of component mode into object mode, I could right click on my geometry and here I can go to object mode. Or actually I could just press F8. So F8, that is in face mode, F8, object mode. So I'm switching between component mode and object mode. Now there's another tool that we want to look at, and that is Edit Mesh, going up to Edit Mesh on the title bar, and I'm looking for the interactive split tool right here, and we want to look at the dialog box for this because this magnetic tolerance is a critical aspect of that. If you turn that up a lot, it will try to see how that's snapping to the middle or to the corner of the structure. If I turn that down, so it's magnetic tolerance, so I can place that anywhere I desire. So it still snaps to a certain degree to the center and to the corner. But for example, I could click there and click here, and I could click there, and then I could press enter, and it cuts edges in that fashion. And from that point, we could do something like going back into face mode, selecting that face, and extruding thusly. How cool is that? Pretty neat, huh? So I'm going to go back to object mode. I'm just going to press F8. So now I'm in object mode. Hope you guys are following me doing this as well with your machines, and you should move right along with me step by step. And I'm trying. I hope that I'm not going too quickly, that you're able to follow me along. If not, please let me know. Let me know that you're having some problem with the speed of the lesson or the clarity of the lesson. And if so, I certainly want to fix that and not leave you guys behind. The one other tool that we want to look at in this lesson is the Insert Edge Loop tool, and that is also very cool. Now what's neat, I just cut, well, it should have cut all the way around. Let's see. It doesn't like that. Sometimes Z is undo, by the way. It doesn't like that. No, it doesn't like these faces here. But let me show you this. Z back. And put in an edge here. Oh, by the way, when I keep the left button down, then I can place that wherever I desire. See, I can translate that new edge wherever I want. While it is in this form, the new edge has been, oh, here we go. So that cut completely around this extended cube here. And then I could go into scale by pressing R. You know that from your movies. And look at this. I could scale that up or down. I could also translate that edge. Groovy, huh? Isn't that fun? So experiment with the extrude tool, the insert edge loop tool, and the interactive cut face tool. And the easiest method to get to extrude is on this shelf, the polygon shelf, and the easiest method to get to the other two tools, and I will soon show you how to make a MEL button. MEL is Maya Embedded Language, a button to put on the shelf here. We're not going to do it just this right at this moment, but very soon we'll talk about that. But for now, if you want to get to the interactive split tool, that is here, or the insert edge loop tool, that is just below that. And we'll soon talk about using these tools to start building our character. It's going to be very exciting. Thank you.